Are y'all ready? Ooh. Dear Coach, I'm reaching out to you because I have a dilemma. I've been dating a man for 2 years now. He is a good man. He is everything that I wanted in a man since my divorce 9 years ago.
Okay.
He communicates. He's a leader. He provides, and he is very generous. But I have a couple of issues. My children don't like him at all. I think it's borderline hate. They are 9 and 7 years old. He also expresses that he doesn't want to do anything for them because they are ungrateful. I don't want to miss out on a good man, but I want my children to be happy too. We're talking about getting married in less than a year. What should I do? Signed, Susan. Signed, Susan.
Wow, Susan.
Now you're the coach. How do you advise Susan to go?
Susan, I would say, first of all, getting married in under a year without this being resolved is like not the best idea, in my opinion. Secondly, the way I would tell her to do is, well, I would have to ask her some questions.
Ask me. I talk to her. Just ask me.
So
why you need that many details? Okay, go ahead.
No. For me, it's like, why do they dislike him?
Well, they don't think he's good for her. They don't think he's good. They're 9 and 7. Plus, they have a father. Okay. And then I imagine, I asked her this question. I imagine that they think that
he's trying to maybe take their dad's
place.
So they didn't have a bad moment. They just don't like him for
right. They just don't like him.
So
and the other part I want you to know, he don't want to do shit for him, because this is what she said. He like, look, he isn't. She said he was a generous man, but he's like they so ungrateful, and he's like, look, I ain't gonna try to buy them. He said, I've shown myself, I've treated them nicely. And he said, I've been there. At first, I tried to do things for them. They didn't appreciate it. He's like, forget that. I'm not going out of my way. And his stance on it is, you're going to let a 9-year-old and a 7-year-old tell you what to do? Right. And you got a good man?
Right. If he is unwilling, to me, like, they're kids. They are kids, and the children, they're going through, just like, people don't think that children go through things in separations and divorce. And so a child feels like, or I did as a child, I felt like if I say that, you're okay, I'm saying that my dad isn't. A child feels like they have to choose between this man and this father, or a woman and their mom. It depends on which shoe the foot is on. And so, like, how comfortable so he's done things for them, but has he done things with them? Has he done, it's a difference in me taking you bowling opposed to sitting down having a conversation with you, or taking you for a ride, or finding out like what your interests are, instead of just putting me on you. As an adult, I don't know what the city does. I would have to ask a lot more questions. But for him, it's that, like, it sounds like to me he's a powder. I'm not going to do nothing else with them little spoiled brats. That's how it sounds to me. No, they're kids.
Not to me.
I'm just saying.
It sounds like some ungrateful kids, because he said he's tried to do things for them. He's tried to do things with them. Okay, and so now, but hold on, because you said he's pouting.
That's what it sounds like to me. I don't want to do anything else for. But see, I wouldn't want to do anything. What if they've never had to show great? What if that's something that their parents never required? And what if that's something that he could show those kids how to be grateful for things? Maybe the way that he's going about it is wrong. Who's saying that his way is the right way to show these kids things? If you're stepping in and you don't know what you're stepping into, you've got to create your own lane with these kids and not try to jump in and do what they're doing originally. You got to create your own thing with them.
But why is it that it's his responsibility to go over and above with these
I didn't
kids.
say he had to go over and above.
But hold on, because this is what I'm getting from you. You're saying he's got to go over and above with these kids because these kids at 9 and 7, you work in a school and you know at 9 and 7 they have cognitive reasoning. They understand what they're doing. And so what I'm saying is, he's saying, I tried to do this. They don't like me. And I don't think it's because of anything he's done. I think it's because of who he is.
I grew up with a stepfather. I grew up with a stepfather, and it was a struggle for him in the beginning. Not because of him, but because of us, because he wasn't AJ. He wasn't my daddy. And so that's how I felt like if I like him, like I'm being torn from my dad. I felt like I was in the middle. I felt like I was being pulled. I wasn't, but as a child, that's how I felt. Why are you laughing at me?
No, I feel like I'm being.
But that's how I felt as a child.
With it. I'm being pulled.
That's how I felt as a child, and nobody has anybody stopped and asked the kids why. Or how do you feel? And we feel like they're kids.
But is that his responsibility?
I didn't say that part of it.
No, I'm simply asking you a question.
To create that lane, I think it is his responsibility. Their mom can't create that. Only he can.
Okay. I'm just asking. What do you think, audience? But first, before I ask,
I want to know what you think on that.
Okay, you want to know what I want to think?
What do you think?
First, you want to know what Ken think or Coach Ken, because they are slightly different. I got you with that one. What Ken thinks, it's like, because remember the whole idea of this segment is
it's about the coach. It's the coach.
So what the coach said was, Coach asked the questions like he did. And the coach said this: is she worth you going the extra mile to cultivate a relationship with the children? Notice what I said, because they come as a package deal. Now, you could marry her without the kids' approval, and you may never get their approval. I said, but is it worth you trying things that you have not tried? And so I gave him things to try.
Okay. No. Well, have you spoken to him since?
No, that just happened this week.
Oh, okay. I'd like to hear the update on that and see how that went.
You want to know what Ken says?
What does Ken?
I told you what Coach Ken said.
Okay, so Coach Ken said what Ken said.
Ken said them little ungrateful ass kids. I mean, listen.
You don't know that they're ungrateful, though.
I do know if I've done things for them. I bought things for them. Listen, here's the way I look at it. We live in a society where children are so entitled. I have 2 children, and they're not entitled because I made them work. I made them earn whatever it was they wanted.
You did.
And if they got upset with me, so be it. We feel like if our kids are upset, it's going to be so traumatic. No, y'all, we're teaching them character too. I get it. The kids may not like him, but I get it. He needs to go over and above. But
bless it.
Maybe I should have been talking.
That's what. You got to sneeze again. One more. You don't have one more in you? You holding it back? You swallowed it. You swallowed it. No, just.
You know what? God. Oh no.
Okay, what's the next?
Okay, good. All right, but that was I feel like we just.
I knew there was another in there. What was it?
You know, allergy season.
Yeah, one more. There you go, boo boo.
3. Right. So, no, but I feel like a lot of our children are entitled.
Right.
And because we feel like we need to give them more, I think we appease children too much. I think children now, many of them are not equipped to handle the world because they don't know how to handle their own emotions. They're not emotionally intelligent, and we just give them stuff. So, yeah, the children have to bear some responsibility too. And I'm not saying a 7 or a 9-year-old needs to understand all of that, but they need to be grateful too, though.
Okay.
Okay.
But what if that's something they've never been shown?
Well, then that's the parents. If they don't express gratitude when people do things for them, that's the parents.
Okay.
That's just my take.
Okay. All right. Let's move on.